So at this point, everybody's kind of wondering when they're going to start dragging cables through and when are the gondolas going to start running from the resorts to the theme parks. And while I'm sure Disney has already started training their operators in how to work the gondola, there are a few other problems that need to be addressed first. Because whereas it looks like most of the towers are ready to go, and some of the stations are all ready to go, that still leaves a few holes in the system. Slowing them down are things like an incident where they now have to have 2 spotters for every welder. And although everybody was getting excited when they saw they started throwing up the cables over at Hollywood Studios going over to Caribbean Beach, Disney's now saying that the Skyliner won't be ready to go until the fall of 2019. Even though our recent visit over to Pop Century showed towers in the water leading up all the way to the station, which looks mostly complete itself, except for the swept gull wing designs on the side. Well, to help you out, here's what they look like in Disney's artist concept of the station. Another area that looks almost done is the L-turn over in front of the Boardwalk Resort. This is where the gondolas are going to turn away from paralleling Buena Vista Drive and turn over towards Epcot. But I'm kind of getting ahead of myself, so let's go back to the beginning of the line, over to Pop Century. Pop Century is going to share a station with the Art of Animation, and it's actually going to be located on the what used to be called the Generation Gap Bridge that separates the 2 resorts. This station actually should have been the hardest to build because it's located over water and they had to build a pier to put it all on. But a recent visit showed most of the mechanics done, and they started working on putting the decorative wings on the side. It even seemed like they were the furthest ahead on this station. I mean, it looked almost complete back in August, and when I was just there in November, they were welding up the last of those wings, and quite frankly, they look like they're pretty much done to me. I really feel like completing the system comes down to 2 of the stations. The first one being the T station at Caribbean Beach Resort. This is really the most complicated station on the line because it splits into 3 different sections. You see, it's not one continuous cable, it's actually 3 separate routes. First off, you have the route that actually connects Caribbean Beach to Pop Century Resort, down that way, and it enters the station right here. And from this earlier photo from BioReconstruct, you can see where they can actually pull the gondolas off the line in order to help load and unload wheelchairs. When we stopped over to check out the construction, you could tell they still had a long way to go towards completion. I mean, let's face it, it's really actually 3 stations in one. But they were hard at work, I'll give them that. But I guess the one that has most people excited is this one right here. This is the Hollywood Studios line, where after leaving the station and making a quick flyover of Victory Way, it heads on towards Hollywood Studios. It's really the Hollywood Studios line that's been showing up the most on the nightly news with updates. I mean, really, all the way back in June it kind of looked like the station was complete at that time. By August, most of the building was already boxed in and the mechanicals themselves were already done. And then, in the middle of November, this happened. Yep, cables on the line between Hollywood Studios and Caribbean Beach. There have even been reports that they're testing the system by running the gondola support arms across the cables at night, which led to speculation that it was going to be opening soon, but that was before Disney made the announcement of fall of 2019. Okay, so it's back over the Caribbean Beach station where we'll follow the 3rd line, which heads over towards the Riviera Beach Hotel and Resort, which is itself scheduled to open in the fall of 2019. In making its way over to the Riviera Beach Hotel, the Skyliner flies over both the Aruba and Jamaica sections of Caribbean Beach at a pretty low height. Looks like you could drag your feet on the top of the buildings. The Riviera Beach Resort itself is massive, taking up the entire section that used to be Barbados at Caribbean Beach. And what's a massive hotel without a massive Skyliner station? You have to remember that this station serves 2 purposes. Not only is it the station for the Riviera Beach Hotel, but it's also the turnout to head over towards Boardwalk before going to Epcot. Since we're coming in from the Caribbean beach side, what's going to happen is we're going to enter the station here. There'll be an opportunity for guests to board from the Riviera Beach Resort before exiting here on its way over to Epcot. And at the bottom of the picture is the walkway that leads down to the Riviera Beach Resort itself. This one is really the second of the stations I feel is falling behind, right after Caribbean Beach's station. At this rate, it looks like construction's gonna go right up until the deadline of the fall of 2019. And I have no idea how that's gonna affect evaluation and testing of the line to get it operational by that time. And although it's currently hard to see the station from Buena Vista, pretty soon you're gonna see the gondolas crossing Buena Vista headed from Riviera Beach over the boardwalk to the turning station. Now this one looks like it's just about done. I can't imagine that they're going to make too many more changes. Looks like they just need to add some landscaping to pretty it up some. After exiting the turn station from this end here, you'll head on over to Epcot across the boardwalk parking lot, where the towers are already in place. The Epcot station is our final station on our Skyliner tour, and the entrance is in International Gateway, right behind this door. Or at least it was in February before all the major construction got underway, on both the station and the towers required to get there. Again, the mechanicals have been completed for a while, including that familiar Doppelmayr dome that we've gotten so familiar with. Although at Epcot they have prettied up the end with a beautiful mural of storks. Or maybe cranes. And while it looks like the Doppelmayr stuff is done, there is still some ancillary building going on at the end of the station. They finally put in that tower by the Friendship Dock, but I have to wonder what's going to happen to this walkway when the gondola system opens. Because remember, the gondolas hang below the cables, and the cables get pretty low to the ground over here at the Epcot's International Gateway. I gotta believe they're not gonna let you walk underneath the gondolas that low, so there's probably gonna be some way to go around the back of the station. Which in turn means they're gonna have to do something to realign the ticket gate at the back entrance also. Ooh, hey, maybe they'll eliminate security and you won't have to wait there anymore. Yeah, right. So fall of 2019 will be here soon enough, and the cars will go from this, to this, to this. And we'll have our Skyliner at Disney, with all the stations ready to go. So what do you think? Will Disney make their deadline and open by the fall of 2019, or is that just another Disney dream? Let me know in the comments below.
Shh, Emmy thinks she's on the trail of your likes and comments.
But I know better. I know they're on YouTube. And I really hope you did like this video. And if you did like the video, why don't you go ahead and subscribe? And remember, when you do subscribe, don't forget to click on that bell icon. That way you'll be notified the next time I upload a video. Thanks for watching. See you next time.